Hey guys, so I know I have spoken about emergency fund already, but I thought let me do a quick video on emergency fund because I realized that video was a slightly longer video. Now, what is emergency fund? When do you need to make it and what you need to do about it is what I'm going to cover in this video. I'm Swati Singhani and we are unlocking financial literacy for you guys. So let's start going and understand emergency fund. So what is emergency fund? As its name says, emergency fund is something that you need for any emergency. Now you may not ever need this emergency fund ever in your life, and I really hope that's the case. But this is mostly like a buffer you are creating for times when you suddenly need too much money, which could be because of any medical emergency, which could be because suddenly someone in your family needs a huge amount of money. You may need to loan money to any of your friends. Your children need a lot of money while they are getting admitted in a new school. So, any blip or any hike in your overall expenses is what when you use these emergency fund. How you need to maintain it? So, emergency fund is basically mostly said anywhere around 3 to 6 months. Now, if you are someone who is having sufficient, much more income than what you really need, you can think of 6 months emergency fund. But if you're someone, who is almost matching income and expenses, you should target at least 3 months of emergency fund. 3 months is a very basic that you need. 6 months is something that you should have, or it's a very comfortable range. Now you'll say, okay, how can I actually just put 3 months of my salary in it? So it's not your salary that is needed. Whatever expenses you do every month into 3 is what is needed as emergency fund. Now you need to start accumulating it. It cannot happen in a day's time that you've put all your salary into it. What will you do? How will you eat in that month? So it's basically you start accumulating it. You put 10%, 5% of your salary into a separate bank account, which is for emergency fund. Now do ensure this password or login ID of this emergency fund is available to your family, because so that they can use this money in case anything happens to you. Where will they get the money from? So you can use this money. You should share the login ID and password or checkbook details, etc. with your family, or ensure it's a joint account with someone in your family so that you can, if anything happens to any one of you, the other one can actually use that money to make up for whatever requirement you have in your family. Now, what's the third thing? What do you really need to do with emergency fund till the time you don't need it? Invest it. Don't keep it free. But don't invest in things like mutual funds. Invest it in things like which are very liquid, which is fixed deposits, which is recurring deposits, or which could be liquid funds. So these are some things which you can quickly withdraw whenever you need it. So fixed deposits, even if you do, and if you premature withdrawal it can obviously be taken within a day's time. Or at times it's also credited immediately to your bank account. So this is something that you need to keep with your emergency fund, but do ensure at least 30% of your emergency fund, or if nothing but at least 20% of your emergency fund is available free in your savings account, which you can just go to your ATM, withdraw, you can immediately transfer to anyone that is needed. So this is what emergency fund is all about. But before we sign off, I need to tell you something more. Now, in case anything emergency strikes, there are a lot of other things that you need to do other than money. We are going to bring in a video where we are going to tell you everything that you need to talk to your family, especially about difficult topics. So the tough money topics is going to be the next video. Don't forget to check that video, because that video is going to tell you all the difficult topics that you need to discuss with your family in case an emergency strikes. So see you guys. I'm Swati and I hope you never need this emergency fund. Bye-bye.